What is up, boys? This is Pinzo, and we have patch notes. Summon patch notes finally worked. Strange Matter's given us 0.4, and today we are going to be going over those patch notes. Before we start, this is the message that accompanied them on Discord. Basically, they say they're working on quality of life before heroes, HUD, and item art. Cool. Their new heroes are being tested, and they'll have more information in the next few days. And they are aware that you cannot buy the game on the Steam store currently. That's an internal thing. They're fixing it. With those things out of the way, we're going to get right into these patch notes. You can see gameplay and minion overhaul. That's going to be the main things. And getting straight into it with hero XP. It takes a lot of XP to get to level 2, and then it's normalized after that. This is to kind of even out the game. Early game junglers could be level 3 at a minute and a half, and then you could have other lanes that aren't hitting level 3 until 5 minutes. And that should be sort of fixed now. Kill gold and XP bounties. You get more gold and more XP if you're behind killing someone, and you get less if you're ahead. This is just kind of to stop the snowballs that were happening, or limit them a little bit. You're still going to snowball, but now killing people will just give you less each time you kill them. I think this will help a little bit with if you have one person that's kind of feeding, they won't just keep feeding the entire game. At some point, their kills and deaths will become negligible. Basic attacks get a speed increase. Heroes, you move faster. And then they change movement speed and normalize it all around. Your carries, burst casters, range casters, supports, those are going to be people are going to be very slow. Bruisers, melee assassins, and fighters are going to be very fast. I think they need to be careful with this because if they're calling like Greystone or Quang bruiser and fighter, then they're going to be really fast and it's going to get very, very annoying for carries and mid laners to play against. So this could be bad. We'll have to see what it feels like when we get into a game. Lane minions. So there used to be 4 minions per wave. Now there are 6. 3 ranged minions and 3 melee minions. And they divided XP and gold accordingly. So this should just make last hitting and stuff like that a little more forgiving. Your CS is going to spike. So remember that in your first few games. Lane minions now get faster as the game goes on. Super minions catch a pretty big buff. They're much more tanky. Specifically, they take 70% reduced damage from AoE abilities. Casters won't be able to kill super minions now, so just keep that in mind. They make minions around them tankier, and they do no damage to towers. Raptors, this is a good change. I've been saying this since the game came out, that Raptors are a bad objective. What Raptors used to do is there were 3 of them, and you would stack them all on your carry, and he'd get a bunch of gold, XP, and favor, and then you played Protect the President. Now Raptor is going to be 1 big Raptor, and with that, it's going to give 2 favor to the entire team that kills it. This is a good change. It makes it a team-oriented objective, which is good for a team-oriented game overall. This should be a good change. I wish it gave global golden XP. I wish that it gave like 50 gold to your whole team, or even 100 gold to your whole team. That would make this a little better in my opinion, but we'll see. Prime gives golden XP on kill. Optimization, they locked the max FPS to 100. Anyone with lower end rigs doesn't care. Anyone with higher end rigs is going to be mad. Bug fixes, you can't get on top of the raptor walls anymore. This is good for when you're playing against that stupid Gideon who teleports up there and backs every single time. Balance, subs gets a range increase, doesn't matter. T-Fist catches the same nerf P-Blade did, where it does energy damage instead of physical. This is a nerf. This is much more easy to protect against. Aspects, so Magician catches a bit of a nerf to their mana regen. I don't think this will be super impactful. You might not even feel this depending on how spamming your abilities are. So we'll see if this matters much. Getting into heroes. We have Countess catching speed nerfs, essentially. Countess used to be a very fast blade character, and it was annoying. Anyone with lower reaction time, or even people with higher reaction time, were struggling to catch her because you couldn't do much. So they're adding a delay on her Shadow Slip, on her teleport, and a delay on her Dark Tide. So this will slow her down a little bit. If she teleports in and wants to right-click E and then teleport out, it's going to take a little second. And with that, you can mana muzzle and stuff like that. She's going to have counterplay now. Her ult catches a pretty big damage nerf as well. And then Gideon is getting his early game nerfed a little bit. His late game is going to be very, very similar. His scaling goes down, but that's just because he was doing a lot. And then his ult catches a pretty big damage nerf, 7% per tick, as well as base damage. This is going to hit really hard early game. Just be careful. This will catch you off guard the first time you get hit by it because it's going to do a lot more damage than it used to. Narbash Thunk cooldown gets upped a little bit. Steel. So I think these are buffs. They are nerfing the stun duration on his ultimate, but they're increasing damage on Shield Bash and Shield Crash. That's his ult. Right now, Steel's best position is in the jungle, and with that, I think these are buffs. It'll increase his clear time, and it'll increase his kill potential. Even with his stun duration going down 0.7 seconds at every rank, you're still going to be locked down for 2.5 seconds after an ult, and then you're going to get tossed down the lane by his charge, and I think that Steel is still going to be a really good jungler. And finally, we have Twin Blast. Twin Blast is catching a nerf to his grenade. Basically, you used to be able to spam them all out, and now you've got a little over a half a second delay in between grenades. This will just kind of normalize poke damage and burst damage, and this is a good change, although I still think he needs nerfs to basically everything else. But that's actually it. That is the end of the patch notes. As always, there will be a link to these down in the description below if you guys want to check them out yourself. But with that, guys, do be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed. If any of these changes are big and they end up having lots of impact, then I will be having videos going over those changes specifically. So subscribe to see those videos. And with that, guys, I have been Pinzo. This video is Dunzo. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.